Hey guys, today I would like to introduce you to a new plugin that I have been working on for a few weeks now, which is called Filament Onboarding. So the purpose of this plugin is basically so that you can capture or onboard your customers once they purchase a product from yourself, or they purchase like a subscription, that sometimes you would need to capture some information from them. And the best time to capture this information is actually after the checkout, not to bother them and reduce the conversion by just like asking them to enter like a whole lot of data. This plugin supports both SaaSykit and also SaaSykit tenancy. So you can use it to onboard your customers in the customer dashboard of both versions of SaaSykit. And one more thing that I would like to mention is that this plugin is not hosted on GitHub. So as you might know, if you are an OG customer of SaaSykit, is that once I created a new repository for SaaSykit tenancy and tried to invite everyone, this process was a bit tedious because GitHub actually adds some limits on the number of users that you can invite per day. So I had to back then invite 10 users every day, which was took I don't know how many, like 3 weeks to invite everybody, or 1 month, something like that. So I decided to create like a new separate hosting for SaaSykit projects, or especially SaaSykit plugins and packages that will be so to say optional, or not to be in the core of SaaSykit, basically something like this onboarding, because not every SaaS application needs onboarding. Yes, most will, but not everybody might use this plugin. So I decided to put it outside of the core of SaaSykit, but just include this in a new package basically, and we'll host it on this new Getty hosting, which is this one basically. It's here. You will get access to this Getty, or I don't know how to call it, Getty or Getya, something like that, based GitHub hosting or self-hosted environment soon in your account on SaaSykit. You will need to just log in, and you will see the username and password and link for that. And I will also add some screenshots for you so that you can know where to go to get the access. Once you get the access, you log in here, you will find this plugin. Also, one thing that I would like to mention is that if this system proves stable, this new hosting for Git projects, I will also migrate SaaSykit and SaaSykit tenancy in the future to be here, so that we can have all the projects related to SaaSykit here. Okay. Long intro. Let's get into the plugin. Okay, so the plugin, this is like the documentation of the plugin. It will be published also soon, so that you can have a look here. This plugin allows you to achieve something like this. So like an introduction page where you can add some, like a simple, maybe Livewire form or a Livewire wizard, so that you can just onboard your customers. So these are the features: hands-off onboarding, support for single and multi-tenant, and keeps track of the completion of the onboarding. So it comes with a new, like a table migration that keeps track of that, whether it's a user or a tenant, because in the user, like if you are using like the non-tenancy version of SaaSykit, then the person that will be onboarded will be the user, or the entity that will be onboarded will be the user. But if you are using the multi-tenancy version of SaaSykit, the entity that will be onboarded is the tenant. You can also set up onboarding to be mandatory or not. So when the user goes to the dashboard, whether they can do anything other than onboarding if they didn't onboard it yet, or they didn't onboard themselves yet or not. This is something that you can also achieve or do, and allow the users also to skip onboarding. So let's get into it. Installation. Since this is this is a private repository, you need to inform Composer where this repository lies. So once you log in locally also to code with SaaSykit.com, and add that repository here to the composer, you will be able afterwards to just go and copy this composer require and then require the package. So it will be added. Once that's done, you need to publish migrations and migrate. So I already did that, so I will not be doing that now, but this is something that you will have to also do on your side. And you can optionally publish the views if you would like. And this means that you can change the views if you prefer. As you will see, you will find that the plugin allows you actually to pass in a form or just a live wire form, basically, so that you can change or actually edit this form to add whatever inputs you would like to collect from the user, and then pass this form to the plugin, and the plugin will display that on the onboarding page, basically. Usage. So here, just like any other plugin, Filament plugin, you would need to include that in the panel provider. So if we have already done that, but just to show you, we go providers, filament, and dashboard. Dashboard, because dashboard is the panel that your user can see, and you would like the onboarding to happen there, not on the admin panel. So here I added the Filament Onboarding plugin, and I passed in an onboarding page, and I also allowed this onboarding to be skippable. If I want, I can. If I don't want, I can take this out. And I said, okay, I want this onboarding to be mandatory, so users cannot go around on the dashboard unless they complete the onboarding. So what is this custom onboarding page about? This is actually a Filament page that has a form. So, and it is extending this onboarding page, which is part of the plugin, actually. So this page here is part of the Filament Onboarding, comes in set up with multiple things, so that what you need to do is just extend this page, and then you can override this function. And this function, get form schema, is a function where you return filament set of filament components, or array of filament components, basically, to be displayed in this onboarding screen. There are also some other functions here, but they are already implemented for you. You don't need to do anything for that. And yeah, so we added here like some kind of a wizard, a filament wizard that has some personal information that we would like to collect, like name, email, repository, and whatever. And we have different steps here. In each step, we can add a list of inputs that you would like to collect. Yeah, and we edited a little bit the next step button. So let's see how that looks. So if you go to SaaSykit test, and let's just hit the home page, and let's log in. Let's log in with a user that already purchased something. And then we go to the dashboard. If we go to the dashboard, once we land on the dashboard, as you can see, there is this form waiting for us so that we can onboard the user, enter some data here, some email, whatever, submit. Once submitted, then the user is redirected back to the dashboard. And if we go to the onboarding table, you will find that we have already like a user and the user ID that has been already onboarded. So if we delete that again and refresh here, so as you can see, user is not able to skip, because this onboarding is mandatory. The user will not be able to skip if we go to try to edit whatever, like go to any other page. It doesn't let us. So to disable that, we can go to remove this mandatory onboarding, refresh, and then now we can just go to any other page if we want. The onboarding is not mandatory. Also, a user can skip the onboarding if they want. So if they click skip onboarding, they will be also redirected to the home page. But then if we go to the onboarding table and then refresh, then we'll have a record for that user which says that this user skipped the onboarding. Yeah, what else we can see? Multi-tenant panel, as mentioned, is already enabled. We just need to pass in multi-tenancy equals of true. So and then the plugin will take care of the rest. Mandatory onboarding, we had a look at also skipping onboarding, redirection after onboarding. You can also change that if you want. Enabling onboarding using a callable. So maybe sometimes you would have you would need a condition for that. For example, if you might want to onboard only users that bought something. So you can pass in a callable, a function where you can do some certain logic inside, and based on that you want to enable or disable the onboarding plugin. You can do that here. For example, here we have this condition. We want only the tenant permission, the tenants that have a certain permission to be able to onboard. Not every user in the tenant should be able to onboard, for example. So it should be kind of like a tenant admin to be able to enter this data. This depends on your project, so you need to figure that out, but you have this ability to do that here. Yeah, and one final note is about going live. So when you go live with this onboarding, when it's time to go live, you cannot have reference the onboarding plugin from code.SaaSykit, the new Git hosting environment. Or you can, but it's better to fork this to actually copy this plugin over to your GitHub or wherever you store your code, and the place where also your production server will have access to while deploying, which most probably will be your GitHub account. Just copy this over there and reference it from your GitHub, not from here. That's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this one, and see you in the next video. Bye.